Checking in. RespectMyRegion.com back again with another podcast episode. We've got the Digital Trapper Institute podcast today. Going to be talking about some specifics as to how we grew a particular cannabis retailer's dispensary delivery, how we grew their revenue from $175K a month. That's what they were doing. We got it up to $440K. All right. We did that in less than a year with them. It's something we're really proud of. I oversaw quite a bit of the strategy behind it and was involved in a lot of the execution early on. But yeah, today we're going to dive right in to some of those kinds of specifics. So I'm going to get this joint ready because it's going to be a lot of talking and going back and forth with some stories and some other key details. Y'all just saw me get some Scooby snacks. Shout out the Scooby snacks. So yeah, the context behind this episode 12, season 1, DTI. The context behind this is I'm just constantly going into different dispensaries. I get text messaged all the time. I get, I sign up for loyalty programs, so I get points for things. And I just constantly am thinking about, the retail experience. My college degree is in retail management and information technology. So I get to use what I learned in school a decade ago every day here in the world of cannabis marketing. And something that I really enjoy is a challenge. And the challenge is different with each cannabis retailer. The laws are different in cities, states, different countries. The rules for marketing vary from platform to platform, state to state, location to location. Again, you've got different branding elements. What's on brand? What's off brand? There's a lot that goes into it. There's all these different channels and avenues. People want to be texted, emailed. Your boss wants Instagram. The owner wants to see TikTok because his wife watches TikTok all the time, or her husband, or whoever, however. Doesn't matter. There's all these different channels. And so I want to dive in today about how we grew this particular retailer and what we did specifically, kind of the strategies behind that. We're really going to focus on a couple key things. The first, an optimized in-store experience via the menu and also the loyalty program. So we're going to go there. I'm going to talk about segmenting your SMS messaging campaigns, texting. We're going to talk about segmenting that and getting in front of the right people, using the right bait for the right fish. We're going to talk about buying, kind of being aggressive in that world, but also fair, and customer acquisition, creating strategic vendor partners, and community activations. So we're going to combine these different elements and talk about how you can have them all unite together. So hope you guys are ready. There's a lot of free game here. So much free game here. Shout out all the retailers. Okay, you guys. Actually, you know what? Before we get this shared, before I dive in, I'm gonna share this on LinkedIn. I gotta get this to the people real quick. Give me 1 second, you guys. So that's just how much I value this content. I really, really, it's just so valuable to the people out there. Shout out all the retailers, the cannabis marketers. Okay. So the first thing is optimizing your in-store experience through the menu and the loyalty program. Okay. The in-store experience and the menu lives on Weed Maps. The menu lives on the website. Menu typically might live on Leafly as well. So you've got to have the menu read perfectly across those places. Wherever there are large bases of consumers, wherever those people are at, you want your menu there. So Google, you want a website with your menu on it. Weed Maps, they've built out their platform with tons of people on it. They're all buying weed. They only look for weed to then go buy the weed. It's not like Leafly where they go to Leafly to learn about the strains. That's not the case. They go there to buy weed, and they go there to look for deals. So you need all your menu to read the same everywhere. And then the loyalty program. to loyalty programs. You guys, Google best loyalty programs. Google how Starbucks loyalty program. Google McDonald's app. And Google like your favorite clothing brands. Look at their loyalty program. Look at what they offer. And stop making excuses as to how you can't do that in cannabis. Make better programs. Put more things in there. Create more opportunities. The data, and I'd like to quote things that we've seen from iHeartJane, Trees, Dutchy, all the various POS groups, POS being point of sale. The data and the analytics groups, BDSA, Headset, I think Pistol. The most of these data groups, if not all of them, it's can confirm this. It's five visits, and they're like damn near loyal. Like 5 purchase and visits, they're loyal. From a sales mentorship background, I was told that it takes 22 to 27 touches to get someone to be comfortable enough to buy. So loyalty program, the menu. Where's that menu at? The loyalty program. How many opportunities are on there? Are you only doing it 3? Are there only 3 different things? Are there only 5? Are there only 10? Do you have something for check-ins, spends? Do you have something that's better than just a point-for-point matchup or 2-for-1? What can you do to be more creative? Here are some examples. You can leverage merchandise. Cheaper merch, accessible early on. Visits, good to give more merch away. Cheap merch, not like cheaply made, cost-wise. Get creative with your spends. Lighters, papers, things that people can hold when they're walking around. Someone comes in and spends $500 with you, they should have it. They should get a $22 backpack. It's not always about just giving them weed. There's such things as creating another company, launching it online, selling that merchandise, and generating revenue and profit there, and writing off the goods of that merch to be used in another area. It's all about being creative. So you can put merchandise throughout that. You can do gift cards without that. Store credit within that. You can do leverage discounts within that. You can leverage product within that. You can create experiences within that. Customize event experiences. You can give away tickets. Combination of big spends, frequent visitors. But also, too, you want to think about what it takes to push somebody further along into that loyalty program. We want to create opportunities for people that is associating this opportunity with a spend, with a visit, and not just a big spend. What about encouraging more $25 buyers, encouraging more $50 buyers, encouraging specific numbers? You want to grow a specific category? Talk about it. Put it in your loyalty. Have your bud tenders talk about what's in your loyalty. Optimize your in-store experience through your menu and your loyalty program. We're going to move forward. If you guys have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments. I'll be sure to get to them. Appreciate you, Miggy. Shout out everybody who supports us and rocks with us, y'all. All right. We're going to keep it pushing. Highly segmented SMS messaging campaigns, aka text messaging. You know, I've signed up for a lot of text messaging over the last few years. I did it so that way I could see what these other brands were doing promo wise. I was watching, I was analyzing. It was giving me ideas. What are they willing to do with this retailer? Damn, they're going hard. They must do really well there. It must be a unit moving opportunity. Maybe it's a margin opportunity. Maybe it's a loss leader. Maybe it's a customer acquisition. Who knows? But there's all these different scenarios that go in my head every time I get text message or something, because there's real effort that goes into that. There's real dollar spend. Someone thought it was a good idea. They're not all great ideas, but someone did. Someone thought this, well, let's do this. When it comes to texting. You want to fish with the right bait. We, as humans, have certain habits. There's certain things that annoy us. There's certain things that adds value to our lives. You want to err on the side of caution and always think about how can I be valuable to people. You don't want to text. You don't want to text all the time every day. Not everybody. You don't want to text everybody every like all at once every week, in my opinion. You want to segment. You want to create a variety of deals, put them on a nice little graphic, nice, clean, compliant, valuable, easy to read, no light colored fonts, can't read them. And you want to take these different deals, if they're daily deals or they're weekly deals or they're holiday deals, you want to send them out, chunk them up into texting campaigns. What does that look like? Happy Cabbage, Spring Big. There's a couple others that I'm blanking on right now because I'm smoking some fire weed. By the way, this episode, everybody, powered by Respect My Region RMR Legacy Smalls. Premium indoor cannabis available in California and Washington. Make sure you guys check that out. Scotty Sherb for this episode. The graphic has got to be easy to read. It's got to have the deals on it. And it's okay to put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on the deals. Use the same graphic to create branded consistency and awareness, consistent awareness, and just put that in to include that in as the graphic for your text message. So again, whatever service provider for texting that you're going to use, again, Spring Big, Happy Cabbage, any of the others, they're going to give you the ability to include an image. They're going to give you the ability to decide what you're going to put in that text message. And then there's a template, if you would, that each of them should be able to provide you that safely gets through the illegality of texting people about cannabis. Okay. Because it's just something that's not allowed from my understanding. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but people do it anyways. And it's not illegal from like a federal government, like crazy standpoint. It's just, it breaks the rules of the provider. Like the cell phone carriers they don't like it. And illegal could be the wrong word. Who knows? Whatever it is, we're doing the SMSs. We're not supposed to be doing it to the because of the providers to some extent, whatever that looks like. So there's a template that we use, a mini link that will be associated. And then what gets sent is text and an image. So the text, it's got to be clear, concise. It's got to be the right amount of words, so on and so forth. What we typically do is we work a graphic that has a combination of the logos of the brands that are participating in these deals. We try to have a little cutout or, the product with just the product put into the graphic and layered in a way that it doesn't look terrible. It looks clean, concise, or it doesn't get put on there. It's just a hard no. If it doesn't look good, it doesn't get put on there. We don't force anything. You let the words and the brand and the ecosystem of content work itself out. So in that SMS campaign, you have this graphic, you have the copy. The copy needs to say the specific deal: buy 2 Kana gummies, get 1 at a penny. Another line: buy 1 Raw Garden cart, get 1 at a penny. Right? And then things that you want to promote that are just price point, low pricing, good margin opportunities, or even loss leaders, you use that in there as well. Now, in the article, we'll share we'll actually share an example. I'll go ahead and mock up an example of something that we did, and I'll remove all the branding for you guys, and we'll do a whole new little version. I'll just take one that we did for someone else and make it branded to like us for if we had a dispensary, and I'll show you what this graphic looks like. So make sure you guys tap back into the article. It's literally named the same as this on our website. How I Respect My Region grew retailers' monthly revenue from 175K to 440,000. This is literally just showing you how we did it. The optimized in-store experience via the menu, the loyalty program, the highly segmented SMS messaging campaigns, and the text messaging. That's what we're talking about right now. The next part, the aggressive buying and strategic vendors, partners, and then the community activations for this customer acquisition. When you start segmenting on Happy Cabbage, on Spring Big, these other providers, what you're going to want to think about is who's been buying most often, who hasn't been buying, whose birthday is it, right? The loyalty programs give you the ability, and the SMS programs give you the ability to survey these customers. If your staff in store can, hey, would you mind if we sent you guys updates of products and with discounts and deals on it? We're only going to hit you up when it's something that you've bought before or that you like, tell me about right now if you want to opt in. Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Whoop de whoop. Email, number, what do you buy? Click. What do you buy? Click. What do you buy? Click. Okay, cool. Boom, done. Do you buy pre-rolls? Do you buy vapes? Do you buy flour? Okay, cool. Bam. We text you about that. Bam. They come in, they buy some things in that world. We start getting data. It's pretty simple, right? The more we learn, the more we segment. When it comes to the segmenting, who do you pick? The flour is huge. The pre-roll buyers, send them the pre-roll deals. Send them the flour deals, the bulk deals, right? The people who buys expensive weed, don't market them, all this other stuff that's cheap. Doesn't make sense. You're wasting your money. The people that buy things in bulk, edibles, vapes, they like buying multiples of them. Price points that do well, $100 ounces, $15 eighths, $25 eighths, 30, 35. Everything under $45 does pretty decent. Everything above 45 sells fairly slow. These are very common indicators for what's happening in cannabis, specifically in California. But these price points are pretty rough, roughly accurate around the state. I'd say Oregon and around the country. Canada, I can't speak on entirely, but when I was up there, the pricing structure was definitely cheaper than California, and similar to that of Washington. Oregon is so cheap compared to everybody else, it's kind of unfair. So we're just going to let them live in their crazy world up there, which is wonderful for weed, bulk weed. You want to really think about who's buying these products, who spends the most money in your store. I segment based on that. And if you really want to dive in and think about it, Google and YouTube, what are the most valuable text messaging campaign segments, and just go down the rabbit hole the same ways that I have. And then think about how it applies to the various patterns that you see. Who are your popular brands? Which really leads to the next part, creating value for those text messaging campaigns. You ready for that? Here we go. Aggressive buying and strategic vendor partners. So your menu, your loyalty program, your text messaging, all real estate, your shelf space, real estate, who you talk about on your website, in the store, who your bud tenders are told to talk about by the management. All of those things can be done with strategic partners and can also be done using aggressive buying styles. You can do strategic partners to work with the people you'd like to work with and that you are happy to work with and that you enjoy working with. People that will give you 20 to 50 units of promo for the month to be able to use it for text messaging. You've got to trade. They're going to give you dollar value in units. You need to give them, some form of marketing that actually works. So leveraging strategic vendor partners, promo units with the people you enjoy working, the brands that do well. That is the brands that, maybe the ones that you just have to carry, Jeters and Steezies, the Raw Gardens, all these types of brands that you kind of have to carry. Kana, the Kiva things, like all of those kinds of situations, you should create strategic vendor partners so you can just consistently squeeze them in to your daily deals, your text messaging, your email. Like, just build out a menu of deals for the week and just slide those brands into a lot of the typical slots, or even the slowest moving slots. So that way those powerhouse brands can lift up the slow Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays, you know? Now, aggressive buying, what does that mean? Most people, like, I'm a sales rep. I'm used to getting beat up by people. I'm used to, like, hey man, I needed $3 less. I needed $5 less. Yo, I'm getting $1.25 pre-rolls right now, and they gave me 1,000 promo units for the month. That's a real thing I heard. That's a real thing I heard, man. Like, crazy. The reality, the reality is that those promo units, the new vendors and people that you can add to your menu, they can provide value too. So what does aggressive buying look like? Hey, I will bring you on as a new brand. I'll give you net terms. I'll give you a $1,500, $3,000, $5,000 order, but I'm going to need 5% back in promo units for the month, and I'm going to include you in these menus or these graphics, these assets of texting, daily deals, and my team will push your product in the store. We have a weekly meeting. You'll get a staff training that we'll adapt to A, B, C, D. Now, not every dispensary can adapt to someone's, like, to the request of a brand. But when someone's giving you X amount of promo units, and it's fair to request something back, and to create the right culture, be aggressive with creating these kinds of relationships. Aggressively seek brands who are willing to help you acquire customers, help you grow the new customer thing. See, to me, promo units shouldn't be used exclusively just on the people who already buy the product. Half of the promo units should be allocated to that, and the other half to new customers. In taking the promo units to acquire new customers, to leverage people to become new brand loyal, like a new brand loyal customer to a different thing. That is how people increase basket size, to get more products in someone's basket. So aggressively focus on buying brands that will work with you, and you will work with them. You've got to build the structure. You've got to be valuable to them, and they've got to provide the brand support that you are asking for as well. And again, just to reiterate it, it's okay. I'm a sales rep. I'm not a retailer. Even when I consult and coach, how we did it here was we coached. Be aggressive on your buying and encourage brands to work with you with promo units, net terms, pay your bills, of course, because they did, and use that in aggressive marketing with that buying style. And that right there, paired with the strategic vendor partners that you want and love and want to work with, that right there creates a very packed month of deals, text messaging, email. You can use these different things all over the place. Okay, the next part. Community activations for customer acquisitions, right? Customer acquisition is so valuable, and people really don't understand the cost behind that. But let's just say you spend X amount of dollars every month on marketing, and then every month you get X amount of new customers. There's an equation there that usually leads to a number. Now, the numbers, the equation, more variables in the equation, all of that leads to the fact of the matter that it costs money to acquire new customers. It literally takes money as a retailer to get customers to come in to make more money. It takes money to make more money. So I have to remind you guys that there's a cost to acquiring new customers. If you want to grow your business, you've got to spend more money to get new customers. You can take the money you're currently spending and refocus it on something else. So now you've got this drop over here, and then over here, it can go up, and you can do a version of that. And that's something that we definitely encourage. Okay. But when it comes to customer acquisition, you can get great engagement, targeted, supreme demographics if you put yourself in the right position. So if you pick the right community events to activate your brand in, legal, compliant, and you go there and you deliver value, look cool. Cool can be different for everybody. What's cool to somebody that doesn't look and act like me and have my interests could be something totally different than what I think is cool. This particular partner, we helped identify events in the community. They went and found and aggressively got good deals and pricing on them, small business pricing, because they are a small business. And they activated their brand at it. Standard tent, table, tablecloth, both branded, looked good, did the spin wheel at the table. We helped coordinate the different fun deals and things to really maximize the ability to acquire customers. Now, what was our funnel for acquiring these customers? The in-store experience, they already had, they were a delivery, they got a retail store. The delivery people started getting marketing saying, hey, you can come to our dispensary now. So they start coming in. We have them opt in to the loyalty program because they've been loyal. So now we're going to start just giving them things for being loyal, points, discounts, merch. The more they do, the more they spend, the more they visit, the more they refer people, the more they get. It was very simple. And we just made it very specific at what it was and executed it, right? In-store experience. The menu, the brands on the menu had to participate in things like that, right? The loyalty program. We text messaged those people that came in, all those delivery people that came into the shop. We started texting them. At first, it was like 200 people. And then it became very quick, like 8 a day, 80 a day, Very quickly, the numbers started to really consistently apply. And then over time, it definitely plateaued. So then you have to think about acquiring these new customers, right? So we text messaged all those people, started growing it, started widening their basket size. It was great. Started getting introduced to new things because we started buying differently to introduce them to new things. Things we could make money back on, things we could pay our bills on, things that were affordable, things that were priced right, the right strains, the right flavors. You don't just buy anything. You aggressively buy the things that make sense. You look for them. We bring them to you. It's just how that works. And then the strategic vendor partners, right? They're included in these assets, in the emails, in the texts, right? In these community activations. We have these strategic partners that activate with us there. They give us merch. They give us promo. Hey, we're going to this concert to go do this. Hey, our street team's going to be here. We activate with our strategic partners, right? Leveraging all of these things is exactly how we grew the revenue. We did it month over month. The texting, we texted different segments every day. We emailed once a week. We got to maybe 2 segments. You don't have to do anything super crazy. You have to be very strategic and execute. And so on today's 12th episode of Digital Trapper Institute, I hope you guys found this valuable. This was the exact things that we did to grow the revenues. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out, drop any questions, comments, concerns. I'm happy to chat, dive into those. But I appreciate you guys. Like, follow, subscribe. We got more of these coming, and I will see y'all down the road. Jay Ping coming at y'all live, Digital Trapper Institute. Respect my region. This episode was powered by RMR Legacy Smalls Cannabis. 2 states. We got more coming. We'll see you guys next time. Let's go.